So a big question that people ask when they're thinking of hiring a virtual assistant is, where do I hire one? Do I hire one in my local country? What are some of the best countries to hire a VA from? For me, it's the Philippines, and I'm going to explain exactly why, coming right up. So look, I got into hiring virtual assistants probably 10 years ago, and it's been fantastic for me in growing my business. And if you haven't considered it, you really should. It's probably the one thing that I've done in the last 23 years in my businesses that has given me the biggest boost, because it's freed up my time and it's allowed me to do a lot more valuable work in the business. It's allowed me to start other businesses and so on. So when you're thinking about hiring a virtual assistant, I mean, the industry has really taken off in the last 10 years. And you can hire virtual assistants from Europe, from India, from the Philippines, from your own country. I know there's a huge market in the US, for example, with local virtual assistants. I'm in Australia, there's a lot here too. Why the Philippines? Why would you consider, if you're in the US, Australia, or UK, somewhere like that, why on earth would you consider hiring someone who's thousands of kilometers away in another country and their native tongue is not yours, perhaps? So this is an English channel. I'm kind of assuming that you're an English speaker. So why the Philippines? Well, look, there's a number of reasons. One is language. But the top one for me is actually the cost. So to hire a virtual assistant in your own country, I mean, it's just like having an employee in your own country, and it can be very expensive. So particularly for new entrepreneurs and startups, hiring a virtual assistant from overseas, and particularly the Philippines, is very cost effective. You can get an excellent virtual assistant for something like $4 to $6 an hour, $4 to $6 US, maybe even Australian. So it's very, very cost effective. And when I hear people saying, oh, I've got a virtual assistant, in my local country, I'm thinking, ooh, that's costing you 10 times more probably than a virtual assistant in the Philippines. So cost is number one. Language, absolutely. Most well-educated Filipinos speak English to a very good standard. Now, language may or may not be so important to you. It is to me, because a lot of my virtual assistants interface with my clients, and so they need really good language skills, English skills. It's not so important for the web developers and people like that, but cost, language. What else? The culture. They are fantastic people to work with. I just love working with my Filipino team. They're honest, they're hardworking, they have a great work ethic, they're loyal, and they're fun. They're great people to work with. And, one of the things that I get a little bit upset about is the whole kind of a thing around virtual assistants. People think that they're somehow, not real people, or, what does virtual mean? Not real. These are real people, and they're great people to deal with, and they're going to be such an important part of your team. So that culture is really, really important. And then what you're going to find over time is that you're going to build that team, and the trust is going to build between you, and you've just got a solid team around you, helping you grow your business. So for me, virtual assistants are awesome in helping me grow my business and develop other businesses. And when I hire virtual assistants, I go to the Philippines. And in fact, it was so successful for me in the first few years, I've started my own virtual assistant business there, because I prefer office-based VAs, and so they're all in the office, our office in the Philippines, and that's just working fantastically. So I wish you the best of luck on your business journey, and I hope you're utilizing virtual assistants, because that's really the way to free up your time and help you grow your business. If you've enjoyed watching the channel, that's great. Think about subscribing, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified every time we have a new video coming out, and we get them weekly on a Wednesday. And I'd love to hear your comments down below. Where have you hired virtual assistants from? Has that really worked for you? Have you hired locally? Challenge what I'm telling you here. Maybe it's worked better for you for some reason. So love to hear your feedback, and thanks for watching.